Very good afternoon to each of you who logged on to the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio. We are live on Facebook Live, on Mixcloud, YouTube, TuneIn. We have Turner. So yes, a very pleasant good evening to all of you who tune in here this afternoon. It's raining here in New York. So today the show is about high blood pressure. In our community, I see so many people have hypertension that relates to so many other diagnoses, which we'll talk about. Also, I heard a couple of days ago, like yesterday alone, I heard about two people who, for the first time, is getting dialysis, and a lot of times it's because we are not able to control our sugar, our diabetes, and so it is causing a lot of problem. So next week, hopefully, nothing changes. I'll do a lot of research on how you can take care of yourself if you have diabetes, because we know with type 2 diabetic, you can reverse the diagnosis. You can get rid of that because if you exercise and you eat right, it can help you. You can reverse that, and you wouldn't be having any kind of diabetes. So I want to encourage you guys to watch what you eat, also on how you eat, right? Not to eat a lot of food at one time. So I'm glad you guys tuned in. And we have today two of DJs. We have Kevin Rampersaud, and we have DJ Bolt. So Ken is learning from DJ Bolt how to go on the show and hook us up. So I'm so glad that my little boy Kevin is going to be our DJ in and out with Arvin. So let's see. Let's say some. I'm going to bring Kevin one day on the show, and he's going to play for us and see how things are going to go. He have a long way more to go. He's going to learn, and I'm so glad that he wants to do this. I told him I'm going to pay him $10 to $20 a week. It all depends how things go. All right. So I'm glad you're on, Kevin, and I hope that you continue to do great things. We have checked in Rajiv Nandalal, Rajiv, and we got Veronica Singh. He said, "Good afternoon, Uncle," because beautiful soul into songs. Kenneth Rampersaud. Hello, Auntie Gita. Let's see, we have Shanti Deodat. Good afternoon to you too, Veronica. She said, "Blessed Sunday to everyone who's locked on." Absolutely, we have to be grateful for all those who tune into this show. Rowena Lal, thank you very much, and I want to say thank you very much. She's on the team here on Island Zone Radio. I hope that you do a lot for us, and we really do appreciate all the things that you're doing, all those who are sharing my show. I have to tell you how important that is, and I'm always grateful for your help, because if we don't get people to share, the shows and so on would not be the show that on Island Zone as popular as we are, and so I'll be always grateful for you guys to help out. Okay, we have let's see, Veronica, love and share. Yes, you guys got to do that. It's important. We got Savory. Good afternoon to you too. Rukmin Rampersad. I'm a Rampersad too. So beautiful. I enjoy. Thank you. Rowena said like and share. I want to pin that comment, but Lord, I don't know a lot of things. And let's see. Wonderful topic. Can't wait. Great topic today. Yes. Kevin Aunt is saying she's so proud of him. Absolutely. And he is just 12 years old. That's one of my handsome son too. All right. So let's see. We have Rowena. She's a great topic. Yes. Let's see. Anita, my sister, says, "So proud of you." Yes. Great to be an Island Zone. Well, yes, you are a part of us. You are part of this. And all of you who, no matter how small you try to do, you share. That's a great help that you guys are doing. Let's go. And when we come back, I want to say happy birthday to my friend Joy. Good to have you as a friend. A good person, good soul. So let's go. Yes, so good to have you on. We're going to play another song. Welcome back to the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio. I'm going to leave the flyer on on the computer for just a couple of minutes. Um, I want to tell you that stroke is something takes a lot of life in this country and around the world. But I want to tell you that 80% of stroke can be prevented, some controlled, such as age, family, can reduce your chances of having a stroke by assessing your link with your primary care physician. Also, we know that 93. So I have to tell you that, if you have a stroke, you can help that. You can save yourself by living a longer life. All right. We know, and these are some of the facts on stroke. 93% of people surveyed recognize sudden in numbers and on one side of the symptoms of a stroke. Only 38% were aware and knew to have called 911 while someone was having a stroke. So yes, we'll talk a little bit what you do when you recognize that someone is having a stroke and how you can save that person. So I always tell people a good knowledge is good for you. You don't know that you can save your mother, your father, and on things like diabetes and hypertension, I really wish a lot of people could really watch this, because a simple act can really save your family or for yourself, especially if you have older people living with you. Also, we have stroke costs. The nation, around 73.7 million, including the cost of the healthcare services, medication, and lost productivity. Stroke kills almost 130 million Americans each year, that one in every 19 deaths. We also know that about 40% of stroke death occurs in male and 60% in female. So we see a lot of men die because of stroke. We also know that for every 10 years after the stroke doubles, 2/3 of all stroke occurs in people over 65 years of age. High blood pressure, also high cholesterol, and smoking, also a key risk factors for smoke. About half of Americans, that's 49%, have at least one of these risk factors. And, it's not a good thing to have. And I've always say, I don't smoke or drink. I would drink once every 6 months. But I've always, wonder why people drink every day, or some people drive. I've known them for at the job, they would be there every 6 months because they can't control themselves. And then the other thing is that the family, it messed up a lot of family, or the whole family dynamics in the United States or even Guyana. So, I've always encouraged young people because I'm around a lot of people. I work in addiction. Patients come in and they want to smoke because they can't get a smoke. They will leave our facility. So I tell young people, and I encourage them not to start smoking because it's an addiction. And you don't want to get tied up with drinking or smoking. And no one says you can't really take a drink, because we know that if you drink a little alcohol, it's a good thing. But when you drink, let me say that if you take a drink a day, it's going to help you. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. But when you can't control yourself, that's when it's a big problem, okay? Someone in the United States has a stroke every 40 seconds, and then every 4 minutes, someone dies of a stroke. So we can see how you can, even if you have a stroke, there are certain ways that you can help yourself to control yourself. We know that there's you may not be able to get yourself from a stroke, but we know that diet and exercise can really help you in prolonging your life, okay? So Kevin, please give Kevin some love. I don't know if to pay him $5 or $10 per week every time he's on the show. I don't give Selector Bolt any money because he worked for his fair share, but to get Kevin to mature and to be a great guy and to help Daddy to do something. That's why I encourage him to do things. And so we're going to ask him to play another song, and then I'll give you an overview of what stroke is all about and how we can do, okay? So let's go, my son. Let's go with a song. welcome back to Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio. We say today that we're going to talk about high blood pressure here in New York on the Ken Rampersaud Show again. I'm glad to see that. Well, Rowena, thank you very much for your comment. I'm glad to see that one of my very good friend in Guyana. No, she's in Venezuela now. Shamiza Hussein. Lord, I could tell her we went to school together, and everybody liked Shamiza because she is a beautiful woman. Okay, so I'm glad that we reconnect back again, and hope we still be friends. And like I said, Shamiza used to, man, all them guys used to like she, but me never answer about me. All right. Anyway, it's good to have my friend Joy Rambaran. Thanks, my dear, for tuning in, and happy birthday to you. May God continue to bless you and keep you strong. I know that you are a great motivator now, which is a very good thing. You always some good posting every day. Also, we got Chandra Lal, very good, and thank you again. Let's see. Who else we have here? Ram Hiralal, all the way from Canada. Good to have you on, and hope that you are doing well. We have Roshani Baksh. She is from let's see, Anna Katrina on the west coast of the Marara. We went to school together too, and when I was a runner in Guyana, I know she used to watch, and you know what I'm saying. So good to have you on. Always pleasant too. We have again Rajiv Nandalal is on. He's locked on. In fact, he is in the studio. Ken, if someone pressure is high, the best thing they can do is stop drinking and liquor completely for the little while. Correct? Yes. You know, in fact, if you does drink and you or you just finish smoking and you go do your blood pressure, it is going to elevate your blood pressure. So we don't want that. Also, even if I talk about it later on, I'm just respond to your comment. Yes, you know, if you have high blood pressure, and I'm just going to answer your question, with you exercise a little bit, not a little bit, at least 30 minutes every day. And like I always say, if you can go exercise for like half an hour, you can do it 15 minutes. For the older persons, you can go 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the afternoon. So that's a good question. And guys, if you can, I mean, I'm not an expert in these things, but I'm just trying to help our people, those who suffer. And if you're young, it's best to start at a young age, like to go and exercise and eat properly. Like I said before, and I may say it later on, that you eat things like fish, type of mackerels, cinnamon, and so on. These are some of the things that you want to do. Try not to eat too much beef or any pork. Chicken is good to go with. Also, turkey is to go with. You know, I tell people like, if you want to stop smoking, because it's an addiction, it's hard to go and stop smoking just like that. I've met so many patients who says, listen, I want to smoke. I met people who have their master's degree and doctor, and when they start smoking, they cannot, I see how they struggle, and then they decide that, you know what, I'm going to stop smoking, and it is so hard for them to do. They struggle, but they decide to continue. That's why I'm saying a lot of times that start young, you know. And I'm saying this thing because, you know, in my days when I was this young, my parents or friends, you didn't hear anybody talk about, let me stop drinking. I told you guys before, when the first time I was right outside the veranda, and my mother smelled I was smoking. I didn't realize she could smell me smoking, but she was in the other room sleeping or relaxing, and she came out of that room and slapped me up. And thank God, up to now, I'm now 56 years old, I don't smoke. So if I can just share these things with you guys, don't start. You do drugs, don't start. All right? We also know that depriving a stroke occurs when blood vessel to the part of your brain is interrupted or reduced, depriving the brain from two things: oxygen and nutrients. Okay, within minutes, brain cell begins to die, and we know that a stroke is a medical emergency. And I'm going to tell you why it's an emergency. Prompt treatment is crucial. And I want to go. I'm going to explain things as I'm going. When we say it's a medical emergency, what I'm saying is that if we got you early, the chances of surviving is very good. But if we wait, you lie in your bed all the time, and you got stroke, and then people see you afterwards, couple hours after, like I said, they will damage of the brain. And that's why when you see someone get a stroke, you need to call 911 immediately. And I'm going to tell you guys some of the things that you can do to help that person like I said, especially if you have older people, you don't want them to be by themselves for 3-4 hours. You want to have them at your side so that if you get a stroke, the fastest that you call 911 will be good thing for you and your family. Okay. Also, we know that early action can minimize brain damage and potential complications. We know that when you have this hypertension, there's a lot of things that you can get. You can slur in your speech. You can walk not too good. Your face will droop a little bit. And as I go on, we'll explain more of this. The good news is that stroke can be treated and prevented. As many fewer Americans die of stroke now than in the past. That's right. Now that we are learning things and we know what we can do, the best thing that we can do is to early detection. All right. Like I said, don't just be lying down all the time. I believe that in Guyana, I left Guyana about 30 years, and I think that it's different now. People in Guyana, I know, and I'm not bashing anyone, I talk from some of the things that I know. They think that if you get a stroke, you can't walk, you can't do anything, you have to lay down in bed one time, all the time. It is not so. After a couple of days, you get help, you can live a normal life. You may have a little problem, but with therapy, you can do well. You can get the changes a little. And we talk about watch for signs and symptoms. If you think you or someone else may be having a stroke, pay attention to when the signs and symptoms begin. The length of time they should have been present can affect your treatment option. You have trouble speaking and understanding. You may experience confusion. You may slur your voice or your words, or have difficulty understanding speech, paralysis, or we have numbness of the face. That's why you see that facial droop, okay? Or paralysis in the face, arms, and legs. This often happens just one side of your body. And we know that from past experience, if you get right side stroke, you're going to get the left side of your body affected, okay? Also, try to raise both arms, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit. You try to raise both arms or your head at the same time, all right? Like, for example, you raise your hand like this, but you want to do both hands together, right? You don't want to do one hand. You want to do both hands to see if they could, like, if they could go like this, right? You want something is wrong, definitely. But if the person can go up just like this, put both hands, hold the coordination like this, then it's good. But if you're having facial droop, and so you still need to go and see the doctor. All right. Also, if one arm begin to fall, you may having a stroke. Also, one side of your mouth may droop, and you guys, I'm sure most of you have seen when someone's mouth is droop, how it's like. Okay, that's a good sign that know that someone is having a stroke. Also, you want, if the arm begin to fall, like I said, you're having a stroke. Tell that person they could try to let them smile, and if they cannot smile equally, then guess what? Stroke is coming. Also, we have let's see. Also, the one side of your mouth may droop when you try to smile. Trouble seeing probably one of your eyes, and you may not be able to see the other eye, as we know. Also, we have, or you may have a double. You may see double. Well, I'm sure some of you may know what it is when you see double, and you know that something is happening down the way. You may have a headache, a sudden severe headache, which may be accompanied by vomiting, dizziness, or your altered mental status. And when we say altered mental status, you're confused, you don't know what's going on, of your surroundings at the same time. So you want to pay attention to this kind of thing, which may be accompanied by vomiting. Also, altered consciousness may indicate that you having a stroke, trouble walking. As you know, a lot of people, after they got a stroke, they will be walking one side with a walker or a cane. It all depends how this person severe they got the stroke. And like I said, early detection. You observe the person for a couple of seconds or every couple of minutes. It will be good. Your chances of less problem, it's good for you. All right. That's why I said always you want to, if you're older and you you're getting sick, you want to be around people. So if somebody sees something, they will be able to see that, find you dead, or you have lots of damage. Okay, when you see people walk with, they have a stroke and they walk with a cane, that means that person doesn't have a lot of damage. And with therapy, you can improve yourself a little bit. So it's important. You need to move around. And like I said, if you're in Guyana or so on, the best thing is not to be at one thing, be at bed or anything. Or if you have surgery, we know that in the United States, if you have surgery, you can, the early you get out of bed, it's better for you. All right. Don't think like you think that you get surgery, you can't walk and you can't do things. Yes, you can do it. You can get up and sit down in the chair for 2-3 hours. And I'm not saying that you cannot you cannot do anything for yourself. Like I said, there's little things that you can do. Chip some vegetable out, sit down, you go outside, get some fresh air. You see a lot of grass in the garden, you pull them out, you do things. And when you do these things, you are the one who's going to be benefit from a lot of things, okay? Also, you may have a little stumbling walking or experience sudden dizziness, loss of balance, you're not able to balance. Also, a loss of coordination. And when we talk about coordination, you may not be able to walk with, you will not be able to coordinate, and that could make you fall, okay? So let's go on, Kevin Rampersaud. You are what?
Now she gone away, she about to get married. Oh, now she gone away, she about to get married. All these years I've been waiting for you, girl. Now that I found you, you're with another man. All these years I've been waiting for you, girl. Now that I found you, you're with another man. Now she gone away, she about to get married. Oh, now she gone away, she about to get married. Walking the wedding house, Miss Patty girl, with my heart pumping, I know that she is gone. Walking the wedding house, Miss Patty girl, with my heart pumping, I know that she is gone. Now she gone away, she about to get married. Oh, now she gone away, about to get married.
Want me tell you something, want me tell you something. Baby, I wish it was me instead of him. How would I give you all big than a ring? How would I never make you cry and think? Want me tell you something, want me tell you something. Baby, I wish it was me instead of him. How would I give you all big than a ring? How would I never make you cry and think?
How am I supposed to live knowing that you're gone? Know that you are married to another man. How am I supposed to live knowing that you're gone? Know that you are married to another man. Now she gone away, she about to get married. Oh, now she gone away, she about to get married. She about to get married. She about to get married. She about to get married.
Welcome back to the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio. As I was listening to this song, I can tell you how proud I am for DJ Selector Bolt and to Kevin. Both of them, Selector Bolt, he started on the Ken Rampersaud Show with me here. He just took about under 2 years, and I'm proud of him because what he came, he was aggressive in what he wanted to do, and at his age, it just with a short time on how he is doing his thing. Also, I'm very proud of my Kevin. Kevin is just 12 years old, and he's playing some good song for now. And I'm sure as the time goes on that he will continue to great things. And he's very assertive of himself. And yes, he's talkative. So don't think that I'm not going to be surprised if I see him doing greater things on this show. I always believe that when children are young, you help them to do great things and to show them the way. So that's why I always believe that give children the break if they don't want to grow. That's you can't see that they can't say you didn't help them out. Also, I see, yes, y'all will see probably next week or so. I'll bring him on the radio so you will see him. Arvin was DJ Bolt was a little shy, but he's getting a little brave too. Kevin is doing a awesome job. Rala Totaram, always good to have you on. I know that every time I'm on the radio, you always join me. And such a good thing. I like that when I see people, because I know that, a lot of people they like songs, and that's all they want to hear. But you guys, I'm so grateful for you because, sometimes this show can be a little boring because not everybody want to hear about blood pressure and so on. But I always, today I was at work and I was saying to myself, it's good to know information. It could save you. And like I was talking to Maria Harris and I said, sometimes a little bit disappointing doing the show. And but she said, Ken, one thing, don't ever stop the show because you know what? We learn so much from your show. And I really do believe that. And so when I see you guys watch, especially those who have been watching from the beginning of this show and for your love and your support. And how I feel about that is, I've been blessed and I want to share my blessings with you guys tremendously. And I was talking to Maria just before I come on the show, and I said to her, I am so blessed to be on the show because I didn't expect to be this far in life. But I always tell people, and I always tell my wife Geeta that sometimes like we get so low and things not easy sometimes, but we manage that. I always tell Geeta, never give up no matter what happened. And I know that I had the COVID time, like now the COVID had me blazing. The COVID was pulling me through the mud. But I told Geeta one day, I think after a week or so, and I said, Geeta, don't get upset, don't get mad. I'm gonna survive this COVID-19. I said I'm gonna go through the wilderness, but I'm gonna be out, very good. But one thing I tell people, and sometimes it's difficult for me. I'm not the same person last year before I got the COVID-19. I get very tired a lot of times, but I just pull through and I come. And I always say to my mind, because I work every Sunday from 7 to 3, and I come probably take a 20-minute nap or so on, and I pull the show through because I know how dedicated some of you are. Let's get talk to, let's see who we have. Nanda C. She says that I'm watching your show nice since starting of the pandemic. I enjoy watching your show. And thank you very much, Rana Totaram. Good afternoon again. We have the beautiful Nalini Naidu, always looking like Miss New York. Good to have you. My beautiful wife, Geeta Rampersaud, is watching. And it's always good to have her support in all that I want to do. The only thing she don't want me to get a dog in the house. But I know if I rub her head a little bit that I could get a dog. Right? Who we have else? We have, yes, good to have Geeta on. And you hear Nanda C says, very true, I had a C-section. And the next day I get up and do things for myself. Also, it helps you heal faster. Absolutely. And that's how you do it. Okay. My friend Hemrani Savory, thanks for watching. It's always good to see you on too. Okay. Let's see. We have my very good friend Dominique. Dominique is watching us, and thank you very much. She's always a kind lady and have a beautiful smile and always supportive. I hope that sometime soon that I could have her and her husband. I work with both of them at North General Hospital. Her husband is from the beautiful Nigeria. He is a doctor here. So my darling, always good to have you on. Good afternoon, Ken, and enjoying listening. My sister Naomi Ramdas is watching. Thank you, my sister. Let's see who else we have. Rowena Lal, cutting back on salt and drink lots of water, well as drink vanilla chai, black tea, and also we have heard is good, especially if you do want to go on a medication and see a doctor. Lal, what I want to tell you is that, Rowena, I used to, years ago, I used to drink one bottle of Pepsi, not a small one, a big one. I think it was 8 ounces or something like that. And you know what? I stopped all of that. I stopped drinking soda. I only drink water, tea, or coffee. I really miss my coffee because more sugar you put inside, sometimes the best it tastes. But now I'm going for just, most of the day I drink 4 or 5 bottles of tea, okay? I get myself there, carry on in talking. We have Kamla Paul Balram, good to have you on. And, the beautiful Vimala is tuned in. Good to have her on, and I know sometime I'll be talking to her on Facebook, via Facebook, on the show. She's in Florida, and she always looking good. So you guys will see. Yes, thank you very much. Hey, Paul, very good topic and very knowledgeable. Thank you. I'm glad that I can do this for you guys. What about salt intake? Absolutely. You know what? I do sometimes. Like I'm making my effort to live long, and I tell people, for me, since that COVID, we don't know what the long term is going to be, but I'm going to enjoy every moment. And I always believe. When my brother died a couple of years ago, I have said to myself that I'm going to give it my best shot. And when I die, I die. But because I have my son and Gita and so on, I cannot be selfish. I try to live a purposely driven life, if you know what I mean. And that's so true. I do it very, I try. I give that. And yes, try. Oh, what I was going to say, if you have to cook, what I do sometimes, like during the week, three, 4 times during the week, what I do, I get some cinnamon because it's very good to eat cinnamon. I don't add any I don't use salt inside. I get things like adobo, dressing. You can get thyme, you can get pepper, you can get different seasoning. I don't know a lot about all the seasoning. You can even put some nice pine. You cut the pine up and soak it. Like I got one inside of the for a week now. I season it. It's in the bowl, and probably sometime tomorrow I am going to try to do it myself. Okay, I'm gonna thaw it out and put it in the stoves or the gas cooker and set it up nice to eat. And you know what I do too? I get some lemon or some lime, and it makes it so delicious, Roshani. So you can try it. Get a piece of the, rather than eating pork and beef and all these things, go ahead and try it. Cinnamon. I could do it today and show you guys how easy it is, and only about 10 minutes. You can eat it also, what Gita does to me. And I always do my salad and make it up nice. I'll probably show you a good way how you do it alive in my kitchen, how I set it up nice. And every time I take some, Ken and Kevin and Gita would want to take. Also, Varshini would want some, and also Rajiv, he would want. So cut up a big basin and they will eat whenever they want. You know what I'm saying? But you do it fresh, it's a good thing, all right? You see, they said, let me see, somebody said, coffee is not good if your pressure is high. I think it's also pressure, they have a good benefit. So if you drink a cup every day, it's a good thing, all right? Thank you very much, Nanda C. She says, I've been watching your show since starting the pandemic. I enjoy watching you. Thank you very much. And, let me see, Michael Nelly Naidu said, let me see, she said, thank you, Ken. Yes, I have 2 jobs. I have one full-time job and one part-time jobs. And I tell you, sometimes it's not easy to come on the show. But when I know you guys, a lot of people don't know a lot of things. And so I try to share the little knowledge that I have. So, like I said, and you guys have really encouraged me to continue to show. So guys, again, I say thank you. So when do you really want to see, a doctor? And never play doctor on yourself. And I'm not a doctor, but just simple advice. Seek medical attention if you notice any signs and symptoms of a stroke, even if they seem to be fluctuate or disappear, all right? And you have to think fast and do the following. You watch the face. Ask the person to smile, like I said before. Does one side face droop? We say again the arms and the person to raise their both arms. And I see Kevin raising his arm. Speech, like I said, ask the person to repeat a simple phrase like what date it is, how are you, what you plan to do today or tomorrow. You want to do that, right? Also, when they talk, the things are you're going to listen for slur speech, strange, right? Strange time. If you observe any of the symptoms or the sign, call 911 or your local emergency number right away. Don't wait to see if the symptoms are going to stop or if it's going to continue. You want to see that. Especially remember that I said that if you're getting a stroke or in the process of getting a stroke, don't play doctor. Don't think. You want to call 911. And because, like I said before, the earlier treatment is better for the person, the better outcome. If you stay by yourself and you're there and you get like 1 hour, then 2 hours, guess what? You are going to get a lot of problem, okay? Don't wait until you see the symptoms stop. Like I said, every minute counts. The longer you stroke, go untreated, and also don't. The longer you said like it's untreated, the greater the potential of brain damage and disability. I know I talk a lot, so let's go. Kevin, we have to get a name for Kevin. So I want you to help me give Kevin and DJ, either DJ Kevin or DJ or selector Kevin. All right? So are you ready, DJ? Let's go. Welcome back to the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio. So it's good to see my partner on, Shanaz Hussein. It's good to have you on, Shanaz, and I want to always say thank you very much for your guidance and for all you've done for me and my show. All right, you have been a tower of support to the Ken Rampersaud Show, and I'll always be grateful for all that you have done. Okay, so that's the boy there, DJ Kevin. Should I say DJ Kevin? So go ahead and tell me what you want. Thank you very much, Rada Totaram. Also, thanks to Roshni Baksh, my old partner from many years ago. The topic was good. Nurse, thank you. Big up your DJ. That's good. That is so true. We keep learning more and more every day. And that's one of the things I want. You it's good to learn things. And some of the things that you can learn, like I said, I'm not a perfect person, but I try, and like I always say, that despite my my shortcomings, you guys continue to watch my show. So again, thank you very much for watching my show. And Kevin got some nice song there, man. This is so true. We keep learning more and more every day. That's a good thing. Let me see. It's there is so much that I can share, and there is so much topic that but on every day I sit and think what is there to learn to help you guys understand things. As we all know that diabetes and hypertension, it really take a lot of lives in this world, and we talk about how much people get diagnosed from this. We also know that hypertension, you can control your high blood pressure, and sometimes I'm going to see what you can really do. If I miss anything that we can talk about. If you have any question, let me know. All right, we talk about high blood pressure today. Okay, stroke, which is like high blood pressure and everything, but a stroke may be caused by a blockage. Listen carefully. A stroke may be caused by a blocking artery, and this here where it comes with your the food that you choose to eat. We know that red meat and pork and so on, it's no good for you. It's blocking your artery, and guess what? Cause a whole lot of problems. That's why not too long ago, after I learned, I'm just learning like you guys do. While it's important to eat all this food to help you, we know that a stroke may be caused by a blockage or blocked artery, which is an ischemic stroke, or the leaking or bursting of a blood vessel, and it could cause in the brain or wherever, you know what I'm saying. Some people may experience only a temporary disruption of blood flow to the brain, and sometimes it happens in the brain there, and you don't take good care of it, you could die. Okay. Also, some people may experience only a temporary disruption of blood flow to the brain. We also have transient ischemic attack, which is called TIA, that doesn't cause permanent damage. I know someone who had a TIA, and they are good, but you do suffer some loss of things. You're not like before, the person who you were yesterday. We say that ischemic stroke, about 80% of stroke are ischemic stroke, and ischemic stroke occurs when the artery to your brain become narrow or block. It can cause severe or blood flow. So we know that could be blocked, or you can get it can narrow, causing severe reduced blood flow. The most common ischemic blood includes thrombotic stroke. Thrombotic stroke occurs when a blood clot, which is a thrombus, forms in one of the artery that supply blood to your brain. All right, and we know that there is a lot of artery that it affects. We also know that a traumatic stroke occurs when a blood clot, I say that, form in one of the arteries, and it stop the supply of blood to the brain. A clot may be caused by fatty deposit, and when we say fatty deposit, by plaque, and we don't want that to happen. It builds up in the arteries and cause reduced blood flow, which we could say is arteriosclerosis, or any artery condition like embolic stroke. And embolic stroke when occur when a blood clot or other debris form away from the brain. We also know that commonly in your heart and it's swept through your bloodstream to lodge in the narrow brain artery. This type of blood clot is called embolus. And when we say it, your blood, your arteries could narrow. I'm sorry, I don't bring up the bring it to the screen when you can see it. I'm gonna get that picture and send it up so that you guys can see it. Okay. Our DJ is ready. Kevin Rampersaud, my little boy. So let's go, DJ. I know this is everybody's favorite.
You don't know what you have until it's gone. You don't know what you have until it's gone. Now you're up and gone away, baby. Didn't wanna stay, baby. I wasn't to play, baby. I just want you here, baby, where you really want me to. Should I know my love for you is true? Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. That they feeling you inside, girl, don't believe. They go try everything to make we unhappy. When you listen to the lies that they feeling you inside, girl, don't believe. They go try everything to make we unhappy. Oh, jealous people want we only end up in fight. Girl, they wanna fool you, saying I ain't doing you right. Got up of me.
Dedicated to all the beautiful ladies that's watching.
Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Follow your mind, girl, follow your heart. Follow your heart. They go try everything, girl, to drive we apart. My love is so kind, girl, follow your mind, girl, follow your heart. They go try everything, girl, to drive we apart. Oh, jealous people want we only end up in fight. Girl, they wanna fool you, saying I ain't doing you right. Got up of me. You've been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you've been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you've been telling me that you're never gonna leave. Girl, you've been telling me that you're never gonna leave.
That's right. I know that's a favorite song for everyone. You know, I love this song, and I'll tell you why. If you like, I put up that sign, "Stop Domestic Violence. Together, we can overcome." And we have to support this guy here, Mr. Bedesi, Varman Bedesi. He is about to do big things in Guyana, where also domestic violence and animal abuse. He wants to stop all these things. I had a show with him a couple of weeks ago. So when you have this, we have to support people like them. And one day, I will have to do a little, start a donation for him to help him fight domestic abuse in Guyana. I know that he will be building like 300 room for the domestic violence in Guyana, both for men and women. We all know that also that domestic violence do happen with men. Some women do beat up their wife, their husband, and vice versa. So we have to help out when it can. I see my good friend is watching. Let's see, we have, like I said, I have Shanaz Hussein is watching, my partner. Let's see, everybody like the song. Maria Harris, a very good evening to you, and thanks for all your love and support. So always good to have her on too. And I see Nanda was sending a lot of love. All right, love the song, great lyrics. And as we're talking, I can encourage you guys: never accept any kind of violence with your spouse or your lover or whoever it is or your partner. Never help your own self, and always encourage yourself and tell your friends and your family, don't accept any form of abuse. It's not easy. It's not good. It can damage you up very, very much. So never let nobody abuse you. You know what I'm saying? If you have to go, I know God says that despite whatever happen, you should stay and do whatever it is. But I want to say one thing, that don't let nobody beating on you. You're not a punching bag, right? I know Geeta is very proud of Kevin and his two aunts. They are very proud of him, and they are watching too. So that's a good thing. Also, we want to talk about hemorrhagic stroke occurs when the blood vessel in your brain leaks or ruptured. And I will talk something. A couple of days ago, a patient, I was in my office or the nurse's station, and a patient, one of the blood vessel, a tiny one, the capillary, it burst, and he didn't know that that he was bleeding, and still he went to his bed and he see that he was bleeding. So you can get that as a leak, or it ruptured, and when it's ruptured, you need to go get help. I sent him to the emergency room. He got help, and now he is good, right? Also, a brain hemorrhage can result from many conditions that affect your blood vessels, right? And what happens when your cholesterol plaque is building up in your blood vessel? Some place it could be. It's like when you have a pipe and it's clogged and water cannot pass through that easily. Guess what? It's bad. You can't get through that. Okay. So these include uncontrolled blood pressure, which is hypertension. We have blood thinner, over the treatment with anticoagulant, weak spot in your blood vessel. And that just goes to show, like you have a balloon, a big balloon, and you put in air inside, and you notice that the weakest part of the balloon, it would burst, right? So you can take blood thinners, but you must go to your doctor. Weak spots in your blood vessel, which is an aneurysm, okay? A less common, less uncontrolled high blood pressure. And I have to tell you this: a lot of people, blood pressure, they don't want to take medication. They want to live and see without medication. So you need to take your medication all the time, okay? A less common cause of hemorrhage is the rupture of an abdominal tangle of the thin wall blood vessel. These type of hemorrhagic stroke include intracerebral hemorrhage, and when we talk, that's in your head, is in a intracerebral hemorrhage, a blood vessel in the brain burst and it spill inside of your head into the surrounding blood tissues in the brain. It also damages brain cells beyond the leak, and deprive of blood vessel. You can get surgery to help all of that, and are also cause a lot of damage. We know high blood pressure, trauma, vascular malformations, use of blood thinning medication, and also condition may cause an intracerebral hemorrhage. Subarachnoid hemorrhage is our subarachnoid hemorrhage, and an artery or near the surface of your brain burst and spill, and you want to stop. You want to get help as quickly. That's why I said when people are older, they shouldn't be in bed all the time, because let's say that you get aneurysm and you're in bed for 4 or 5 hours, it's a problem. Okay. Also, in surface of your brain and your skull. This bleeding is often signal of a sudden severe headache. And when you're getting this headache, you need to get help. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to take 2 Tylenol. This time you're doing a lot of damage. Anytime you're getting a severe headache, it's a problem, okay? This bleeding is often signaled by a sudden severe headache. A subarachnoid hemorrhage is also caused by the bursting of a small sac shape or berry-shaped aneurysm, and the hemorrhage and the blood vessel in your brain may widen and narrow erratically, okay? Breast causing brain cell damage by further timing and the blood flow. Wonder if our DJ is ready for another song. If you're ready, DJ, let's go.
Well, this is Nisha with production. Chucky Rivers.
Everybody know song, man.
Here we go.
Welcome back to the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio. Sissy McBill, good afternoon, good evening. Which part of the country? You can also tell me which part of Guyana you are or from, or a different place, and we will see. Love to see people from different part of the world watching my show on Island Zone Radio. So, like I said, always good to pay attention to your health, and I'm hoping that some of you can change your the way you live. And some of the things I tell you that you can do is to exercise at least half an hour a day to 4 or 5 days a week. Eat right. What you're eating, eat food that's good for you. What's going to be beneficial to you. Eat a lot of vegetable. And like I said before, you want to eat vegetables that that when you look at the plate, you can see the rainbow, red, green, whatever it is, kind of fruit. Like those cucumber, not cucumber, but cucumber is very good, especially if you have let's be high blood pressure. You use food that's like have a lot of water, cucumber, thing that make you pee extra. Okay, watermelon, the muskmelon, all these things are very beneficial to you to eat, because what happens if you feel your high blood pressure is there and you're feeling funny, make sure you do eat a lot of like sometime for a day, when I'm at the job, like the cook would set up a nice cut up the cucumber for me, and I'll eat and with other vegetables. So you want to, when you look at your plate, you want to see all different color, red, green, and kale is very good. I get kale and what I was gonna say. Kale is very good for you, all right? Different thing. And I'm going to make a plate one day to show you guys what your plate should really look like. If I, like next week, if I get, remember, definitely, I would definitely show you guys what your plate should be look like, which I'll prepare for by myself. And I'll get my, what you call it, the salmon and so on, and the fish. All these things are very good for you. It really helps you a lot, okay? A transient attack, which we talked about before, that's like a mini stroke, okay? So you want to make sure you do what you have to do. Also, we know that also see emergency care if any symptoms seem to clear up. Like before I said, you want to make sure you call 911 for your help. Also, we talked about earlier risk factors. What risk do you have in getting this? Do you want to help your own self? Do you want to benefit? And I'm going to share a story with you. Let's talk about risk factor, and then I'll talk about it a little bit. Many risk factors can increase your stroke risk. Some factors can also increase your chance of having a heart attack. Potentially treatable stroke risk factors can be being overweight or obese, physical inactivity, heavy binge drinking, use of illicit drugs such as cocaine and methamphetamine. Also, we have medical risk factors, blood pressure or reading like 120 of like 120/80, cigarette smoking or exposure to secondhand smoking. You know, people didn't realize that if your husband or your wife or your son or your daughter smoke cigarette, it could cause problem for you. You don't want to do these things. Use illicit drugs, no good at no time. We talk about also cigarette smoking or exposure to secondhand smoke. And when we talk about secondhand smoke, it's inhaling the smoke of other people. Okay, obstructive sleep apnea. We got diabetes, cardiovascular disease, include heart failure, heart defects, heart disease, or abdominal heart rhythm. Personal or family history of stroke, heart attack, or transient attack. Let me tell you a story. With my mother, she was 52, 53 years old. I just came to America 1 year after I came to America. And after I came, I think she got an aneurysm. And so after 6 days, she died. And I could not even go to her funeral because I didn't have my papers to travel. The other thing is that because I know that I have a family history of these things, heart problem, I start from now to watch what I eat. I have to start exercising back probably tomorrow. Something because I'm tired and so on, but it helps you when you're tired. So, and I try to eat a lot of vegetables and so on, right? And so that's how she died. It was sad because I could not go. Here it is. I'm a nurse, and I could not take care of my own mother. So I always think about her. She was a good woman, and I pray that God will bless her and take her to heaven. All right. Other factors associated with higher risk of stroke. According to surveys, people aged 55 or older have a higher risk of stroke than younger people, as we said. Race, African American have a higher risk of stroke than do people of mixed other races. Sex, men have a higher risk of stroke than women. Women are usually older than they have stroke, and they are more likely to die of stroke than men. Hormones, use of hormone pills or hormone therapy that include estrogen, as well as increased estrogen level from pregnancy at childbirth. We know that, let me tell you some of the complication. A stroke can sometimes cause temporary or permanent disability. And like I said, and that really comes down to how long the person had the stroke and how long you really pick it up. Like I said before, if you get this thing easy, you pick it up, your chances are going to be good. You will survive, okay? When we talk about paralysis or loss of muscle movement, you may become paralyzed on one side of your body or lose control of certain muscle, such as those on one side of your face and one arm. Physical therapy may help you return to activities we got affected by paralysis, such as walking, eating, and dressing. Difficulty walking or swallowing. And as we're talking about now about swallowing, we know that when you get a stroke, it affects your throat, your walking. So one of the things, when you're feeding them, if they have to feed someone who got a stroke, you don't want them to you don't want them to get aspirated, because the muscle in the throat, it becomes weak. You want to keep that person head up. You don't want them to lie down and feed them. All right. So again, if they're gonna give them any soup or anything to drink, be very careful. You don't want them to aspirate. And when I talk about aspirate, you don't want food to go in the wrong pipe and end up in your respiratory system, your lungs. All right, that's what you call aspiration, and you don't want someone to get into this problem. Okay. Let's see, difficulty walking and swallow. A stroke might also affect the muscle in your mouth and the throat, making it difficulty for you to talk clearly, swallow, or eat. You may have difficulty with language into speaking. I don't know if you ever heard anyone really the way they talk. They try to say, "Oh, right," that's what we are talking about. They wouldn't be able to sound as clear as they normally would talk. You may have also difficulty with language, including speaking and understanding speech. Reading and writing therapy may be it's a good thing to learn from a pathologist how to speak. And then sometimes again you may have a speech therapist who would go again and teach you how to speak again. Like they would say you, and teach you back how to want it. But you have to want to get treatment. If you get a stroke, you want it. When you get a stroke, it does not mean that you have to sit in a chair. You get up, you walk, you make your muscle stronger. And I'll tell you, when I had the COVID-19 and I was in a bed for like actually a whole week. Oh my God! When I get up from that bed, that day, all my muscles, my foot started to cause problem for me. I could not really walk. My foot was getting cramp, and then when I say to myself, I cannot do this. I cannot stay in bed because it's going to be difficult for me. I'm not able to walk again. So I take a good chance and decide. And every day, every morning at 8 or 9 o'clock, I'll get up from the bed, take a shower, and come downstairs and sit in a chair. And then I'll go outside and walk, actually 2 times a day or whatever it is. I remember walking like an old man on 213th Street in Queens. Walk around. The first day I was walking, I was like, oh my God, I feel just like an old man. All right. Memory loss or thinking make it difficult. Many people who had a stroke experience some loss, memory loss, or may have difficulty thinking, making judgment, reasoning, and understanding concept. Emotional problem. People who have had stroke may have more difficult controlling of their emotions and may end up with depression, pain, numbness of, or other strange sensation may occur in the past. The body affected by stroke, for example, if a stroke causes you to lose feelings in the arm, I want to tell you that let's talk a little bit about discuss about the depression. We know that if you're sick and you can't get better, you can get depressed sitting all by yourself if you don't have the support. So you can do things that you like. If you can't read, listen to some songs. When I go to bed these days, like during the day, I got my song, and the first song that I see there is Poor. But I don't get bored. I'm good with that, and I will shut away, and then I will get all the Vicardi song will come on automatically, and I'll sleep for a couple of minutes. All right, let's go, DJ. I think he is ready to go for another song. I can't realize time is moving along. All right, so let's go. DJ, you ready?
I am in love with a girl. She is
Still Love song is my play now. I make him love.
but her mother was the cause for herself.
Kevin is my 12-year-old son. And first, yes, he will be a DJ.
I love him one day. She loved me honestly. But
Always good to have DJ Fest.
I couldn't get
Hi, Missy Boo. Good to have you on. That's right. You're tuning to Elite Song, DJ Fest, Island Zone Radio here in New York. Sorry to hear, Missy Boo. Continue to share the show. Hey, Golden, watching all the way from Guyana. Sissy McBill, all the way from New Jersey. Golden watching from the north. Roshni says, big up DJ Kevin. Claudia, I want you to inbox me tomorrow. I have something for you. If you're home. Michael, the lady 90.
Policeman, we were going to see a play with
I went back to your mother with tears in my eyes. She is telling me him again be my wife. I pray to Lord Mama, she want Ganesh Baba. I know one day our prayers they will be answered. I was making love with him one day, like Damendra making love with him, Malini. Every time I wrote her, I was dropping some tears when I remember her sweet kiss and her loving. She is a beauty, that girl him one tea. I love her like a meter, love Jaya Baduri.
Okay, this is it, Bill. I got you. Like I said before, the show is for you guys. Whatever you want, if you like, you got it. Also, guys, if you want any song from anyone, let me know.
I am in love with a girl, she is from Mozambique. Her mother was the cause for our separation. Her mother was the cause for our separation. Her mother.
Welcome back to the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio. My Kevin is doing very good. So the next song we're going to play, Sissy asked for us to play the same song again, which we will do. So again, we want to say happy birthday to Joy. Always try to watch my show, and I'm always grateful for you guys. DJ Kevin have a lovely selection, she says, not says. So yes, it's a good thing. I want to satisfy you guys. I am not the radio guy that play big. I am just regular guys. And like I said, the show is for you guys. And I'm glad I get this opportunity because in my book, all of you are special to Island Zone Radio and to this show, the Ken Rampersaud Show. All right. So never feel that you know this show is about me. It's never about me. And like I say to myself, anytime you guys want for me to big you guys up or to play a special song, I don't care. I don't mind. I will do it for you guys. And it's good if you tell me a couple of days before so I could line them up. I could do what you guys want, so don't forget, all right? Then we're going to talk about, let's see what we got up here, complications. May also be very uncomfortable with a tingling sensation of your arm. Please also be sensitive to temperature changes, to extreme cold, and after any stroke. This is complication that is known as a central stroke pain or central pain syndrome. This condition generally develops after several weeks after a stroke, and it may improve over time, but because the pain is caused by a problem in your brain rather than physical pain, there are few options: change in behavior and self-care abilities. And when we talk about self-care, the care what you could provide for your own self, all right? Rather than physical pain, there are few treatments. Change in behavior and self-care, always, it's a good thing. May become more withdrawn and less social or more impulsive. And we talk about impulsive, it's going to be good. They may need help with grooming and daily activity, especially if before they were not doing too much. And like I said, if you want to get better, you have to be positive. Anytime anything happens to you and you have a positive outlook, guess what? It's a good thing, and you're going to be good. And like I said, in life, it's always good. As having a good thing, how you look at things. Every time I tell people, always be positive in what you do, and always, no matter what, if you got a half cup of water, look at it as half full, okay? So don't look at things negatively. We also know that as with any brain injury, the success of treating these complications varied from person to person. As we all know, we are different in terms of individual, okay? In terms of prevention, here are some things that I'll try to butt into and give my take on things. Knowing that your stroke risk factors, following your doctor recommendations, and adopt a healthy lifestyle can best step is you can take to prevent the stroke. If you have a stroke or a TIA, these measures can help prevent other strokes, because guess what? You can get stroke 2 times or 3 times. The follow-up care is important you receive from the hospital or afterwards. Also many or may play a role as well. Many stroke prevention strategies are the same as strategies to prevent any heart disease. In generally, health lifestyle recommendations include controlling your high blood pressure. This is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself or to your family. Is to reduce your stroke is one. You want to exercise, not because you have these kind of things, a stroke or any problem, you cannot do anything for yourself, okay? Like I said before, the best thing you can do is exercise, and you don't have to walk 10 miles. You can walk around your street block 1 or 2 times, okay? So you make sure you do these things to reduce your stroke. Exercise, managing stress. You cannot let things bother you, okay? Maintain a healthy weight and limit the amount of sodium and cholesterol you eat and drink. Please do not go and eat a lot of salt and get salty stuff. We know that canned stuff is no good for you. It is packed with salt inside, okay? Alcohol, you eat and drink in condition to recommend lifestyle changes. In addition to recommend lifestyle changes, your doctor may prescribe medication to treat high blood pressure. You want to lowering your amount of cholesterol and saturated fat in your diet. Eating less cholesterol and fat, especially saturated fat and trans fat, may reduce the plaque in your arteries. If you can't control your cholesterol through dietary changes, your doctor may prescribe cholesterol-lowering blood pressure medication. And when we talk about cholesterol, your cholesterol, like cholesterol medication, you want to take things like Lipitor and so on, which is, I heard, one of the best thing. So, like I said before, I will say it because these things I heard, when I was thinking about my show, what I want to do, I wanted to target things like high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. And as we are talking about it, my friend, she was asking the question about cholesterol. I am going to probably do cholesterol next week and talk to you like what is cholesterol, how can you prevent it from going up, what can you do for your cholesterol to stay in a safe range, because we know it causes a lot of death, a lot of heart problem, so you don't want to do that. All right, you ready, DJ? Let's go, Kevin.
I am in love with a girl. She is from Mozalton, but her mother was the cause for our separation.
Hey, Auntie Eileen. Good afternoon, Ken, and everyone else. I know your partner is in studio today. Rajat is saying hello to you.
But her mother used to say, I couldn't get you.
For all you beautiful ladies, Amanda says that's her friend who lives in Toronto. Well, Missy Boo says she liked the song.
I told her if I do this, that I would be wrong. She said, come on, my darling, to me you are mine. I say then, my darling, what will your mother do? You say I don't care, darling, as long as I'm with you. I start to put in her, and she couldn't stay. It was a good morning when we gone away.
When my mother came back there with two policemen, we were going to see her play with Amitabh Bachchan.
Your lips were so tender, your body was so warm. I swear I love you, Emma, you are my only one. The police took us to the station. You still tell them there that I'll be your husband.
I plan to get married on my 17th birthday. My mother carried me to one of my mom to stay.
I went back to your mother with tears in my eyes. She is telling me Emma can be my wife. I pray to Lord Mama, she won't garnish Papa. I know one day our prayers they will be answered. I was making love with him one day, like Damendra making love with him, Malini. Every time I wrote her, I was dropping some tears when I remember her sweet kiss and her loving. She is a beauty, that girl him one tea. I love her like a meter, love Jaya Baduri. I am in love with a girl, she is from Mozambique. Her mother was the cause for a separation. I am in love with a girl, she is from Mozambique. Her mother was the cause for a separation. Her mother was the cause for a separation. Her mother was the cause.
Beautiful, guys. Welcome back to the Ken Rampersaud Show here on Island Zone Radio in New York. Let's see how do we prevent a stroke, okay? One of the things we have to do is quitting tobacco use. Smoking raise the risk of stroke for smokers and non-smoker exposed to secondhand smoke, as we've said before. And when we talk about secondhand smoke, we are talking about those who inhale cigarette smoke from someone else. You can manage diabetes with diet and exercise, weight control, and medication. Maintaining a healthy weight, being overweight contributes to other like stroke, risk factors such as high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. When you have diabetes, you have to do so many things to really help yourself. We also know your cholesterol level. Eat a diet that is rich in fruits and vegetables. All right. Also, we also have save more serving of fruits, as we talked before. You want your plate must look like the rainbow, red, orange, blue, whatever it is, contribute to your stroke risk factors such as high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. Losing your goal, if you're obese, your goal should be like 10 pounds, may lower your blood pressure and improve your cholesterol level. Eating a diet that's rich in fruits and vegetables, a diet containing 5 or more different settings of fruits or vegetable may reduce the risk of stroke. Following the Mediterranean diet, which emphasize olive oil, fruits, nuts, vegetable, and the whole grain, may be helpful. Exercise regularly, aerobic and cardio exercise. And so, when you eat your salad dressing, you want to add like things like rather than to get different ranch and all these things. What I do when I excuse me, what you can do is oil and vinegar with some lemon mixed together, and you can do it. I take mine to the job, and the cook there, she helped me make it, and it tastes really beautiful. And I really do enjoy the vegetable. But the other thing is that I want to tell you guys, if you are diabetic, you don't want to eat too much fruits, especially those like oranges or those that have a lot of sweet inside, because your A1C could go up, and you don't want that to happen. Eat a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. Okay, we say that. Mediterranean diet, it's good. And we talk about olive oil, it's very good, all right? A whole grain may be helpful. Exercise regularly, like we talked before. Try to walk. If you cannot run, exercise 30 minutes every day, like for 5 or 4 days. Whatever you want to do. If you can walk for half an hour, walk for 15 minutes a day, and then you could do that for 2 times a day, all right? Exercise can lower your blood pressure, increase the level of high density cholesterol, and improve the level of health of your blood vessel and health. And if you want to keep those pipes, I said, the blood vessels, you want to eat what is good for you. And when I drink water now, what I do, what you plan to do also, you want to make sure you eat eat right, and that is so very important. And exercise, like we said, increase your level, and it's a very good thing to do. It will improve your health and good vessel and heart. Let me say this one thing before we're going to close very soon. I want to say wish, and I help with Sharda. She's very sick, and in Wisconsin, she was always watch my show, and just say whisper a prayer for all, and together we all pray for her that things will be better off for her. So, guys, that's what we all here for, is to support each other when things are not going in our way and in our favor. So, guys, please say a prayer for her, okay? You lose weight, control diabetes, and reduce stress gradually. Work up to 30 minutes a day, like I said, such as walking, jogging, swimming, and it's good to swim, especially if you're in Guyana or whatever it is. You could ride a bicycle, good for you, if not all day of the week. You can also drink alcohol in moderation, and as you have said before, you can, for men, you can take 2 drink a day for like 2 or 3 days, whatever you want. But women, you can drink up to 1. Some red wine is very good for you. Drink also in moderation. If it's all you have to drink, alcohol can they can help you and protect your measure of having a stroke. So don't go and drink a lot of alcohol, right? You want to drink what's going to help you, not that's what's going to harm you. Heavy heavy alcohol consumption increases your risk of high blood pressure and stroke and hemorrhage stroke. However, drinking small amount of or moderate amount of alcohol, such as 1 drink a day, as we said, may help prevent ischemic stroke, and decrease your blood clotting tendency. Alcohol may also interact with other drugs you're taking. Talk to your doctor about what's appropriate for you. And like, ask them, can I drink when you go to your doctor? How much good enough? How much I can drink? 1 glass of wine, and I know a lot of people drink 1 glass of wine, like before they go to bed or whatever it is, right? You ask our doctor what's appropriate for us. Treating obstruction sleep apnea, your doctor may recommend an oxygen overnight oxygen assessing your obstructive sleep apnea. All right, you intermittent drop during the night. All right, so in terms of breathing, if you can breathe, you need to go to your doctor and follow what they're saying. All right, you can get sleep. A lot of people get it oxygen at night or wearing a small device in your mouth to help you breathe better. Avoid a lot of time now. I'll tell you something just now. Also, you don't want to use any illicit drugs. Certain street drugs, such as cocaine and methamphetamine, are established risk factors for TIA or any kind of stroke. We know that cocaine reduces blood flow and can narrow your arteries. Okay, so we don't want that. I have to watch how much minutes I got. Also, we talk about if you have any stroke or TIA, your doctor may recommend medication to help reduce your risk of having any kind of stroke. This includes antiplatelets drugs. These are cells in your blood and that forms clot. Any antiplatelets drugs make these cells less sticky and it would help your blood for not to cause any kind of clotting there. Okay, and you could take things like aspirin. Doesn't prevent your If aspirin doesn't prevent your stroke or your TIA, or if you can't take aspirin, your doctor may instead try things like we call Plavix. Okay, anticoagulant. We know about heroin. Coumadin, like I said before, it reduces your clotting. Heparin, a fast acting and maybe used over a period of time in the hospital. Slower acting, like warfarin, may be used for over a long period of time. Warfarin is a powerful blood thinner drug, so you will be need to take it exactly as your doctor ordered. We know it causes bleeding, so if you take it exactly as prescribed and watch the side effect. Also, I want to tell you, I'm rushing a little bit. I don't have a lot more to talk about. We have 6 minutes more to go. Let me see. I'm going to run this through. Also, if the person is unconscious, check their pulse, and we talk about checking pulse by let me see if you can see now. You press your pulse here. This is good, or you can go at the back here. And when I say you're going to feel like boop boop boop, you will feel a pulsation. That's what the pulse is, and you can play with it sometime and see what's going on. So do that. If you need to start CPR, that means the person is not breathing. So you will have to. The first thing you want to do, call 911 operator and talk them through it. When I say talk them through it, stay with them on the phone. Let them know exactly what's going on as time is going through. I want you guys to listen to this really. If you don't know how, discuss. You can, like you say what I'm saying here, make sure loosen up the person's clothes. Make sure that if they have a suit and tie, make sure you lose all of that. Even if you can't get that out, get a scissors or a knife and cut the patient loose, right? You cut it so the person will have a good area that they can, and then you start, you loosen scarf ties and any other clothes that could get into the way of breathing, and you don't want anyone to stop breathing. You want to start CPR as soon as you find out what's going on. Okay, make sure the front door is unlocked. Make sure that door is unlocked and that when the 911 operator could come inside of you, the EMS personnel. You stay with a person, like I said, keep person company. You want to stay with that person and try to stay relaxed. If likely they are scared, if you got someone that's very sick and somebody could help them, it's a good thing to stay with them. Let them feel that someone care, and that's a good thing to do. Keep the person in company and try to stay relaxed. It likely they will scared, and you will stay present. Can be a big help. I want to tell you something. During my time when I was sick with the COVID-19, I remember I was sleeping in a bed, and Geeta dad get sick, and Geeta made one big holler in the room. She yelled, and oh my God, I started to shake on the bed. How she started to yell, but this time I couldn't come out of the room, and it was something I feel so nervous when I heard she was hollering there. I'm not the one really, but because I had the COVID and I couldn't come out of the room. All right. Let's see here some things to avoid. Don't drive the person to the hospital. Good point. Don't drive. God. Sorry, I want this is a good point. Sorry. If you call 911, now if the person getting a stroke or anything or any seriousness, please do not decide to take the person to the hospital by yourself. It's not a good idea. One thing, like I said before, every second counts when you are having a stroke, right? When you're in the process of having a stroke, every second count. You don't want to go on the highway and when you get blocked, traffic is blocked, and you know what I'm talking about. When you got in this on the highway, a lot of traffic there, so you don't want to get caught in the traffic. When the EMS truck come, no matter what, take they could go through they could drive through the traffic, and you have that person, right? Also, when they arrive, they start treatment right away. Don't give the person any medication to drink, like aspirin. I know they have a protocol when you go to the hospital that they can get help. Okay. Also, because one of the other things that EMS can do, could contact at the hospital ER within a couple of seconds, and they will prepare a bed for you, and they will prepare all what they have to help you get that help. Okay, so make sure you call 911, you stay with that person, and you let EMS deal with that when they come, and you just be good in good hands. We also know that you don't give anybody who's having a stroke. Don't let two of my uncle died with stroke. Sad. My deepest sympathy to you and your family. Also, yeah, red wine is good, and it's not good to drink a lot. And so I know, try your very best to live a good life. I always say to myself that my life I'm very blessed, and I always look at my life as I am blessed. I always look at even when my glass is quarter, I always count my blessing every day, and every morning that I wake up. At my half sleep, I always say, thank you, God, for life, for health and strength. I don't know when I'm going to live, but I know my breaths. I know that my breaths, it's going to be counted as something that's good. You know what I'm saying? And it will be that my life will be. I look at it as a good way, and thank God every day. I thank God for all those who've been supportive to me. It's like I've always said, I'm a very blessed guy, in such a way that I have all of you in my life. I have so many people as an ordinary guy from Guyana with no big degree that could come and sit down and talk to you guys. And so let me see this if there's something as I need to share with you guys. Always make sure try to call 911 first and get your help. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I think our DJ is ready to play a nice song for us, and I'll come back in a 1 minute or so. Okay, go ahead, DJ.